Okay, we are back, and joining us all the way from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, is my very special guest, my brother from another mother, Jeffrey Saunders. And this face should be familiar because this is the second time that I'm having Jeffrey back. And Jeffrey is a divine light master, a two-time internationally best-selling co-author, a teacher of higher and lower frequencies of consciousness, and a soul healer, trauma healer, and an intuitive coach for over 6 years. We've known each other since 2018. My goodness, it's coming up on, 10 years in about 2 years from now. And you have seen the testimonies of those who have completed healing programs and wanted to share it with others who may want to try his approach, meaning Jeffrey's approach, to heal the darkness of times a person has lived through for truer inner transformation. So today we're really going to be talking and promoting Jeffrey's guided healing program, and which is available to the public, which has already helped many who have completed it. The program is titled Healing Experiences That Took You Away from Your Light, a healing program. Supports people on those healing journeys in exchange for donations. So that's very, very rare. He's got a program where you donate, and Jeffrey's healing program supports those struggles with mental health or feeling stuck in life due to childhood trauma or abuse that was once endured. And Jeffrey and I have shared many, many stories together around those aspects of his youth growing up and my youth growing up as well. And Jeffrey is freed today from all things that were mentioned and lives actually in a state of inner peace. How many of you out there are living in inner peace? And he's connected back to his inner light of unconditional love for himself, which is where it all starts, loving yourself first, and now for the world, for those who are seeking inner freedom from suffering and connected back to their life. So welcome, Brother Jeffrey, to the third season of Holistic True Wealth.
Thank you for having me again. It's always an honor and a pleasure, my brother, to come on and share, to help inspire, and to bring the solution for those who are seeking it to feel better in their lives, to their best version of who they can be and who they truly already are within. So thank you.
Thank you. And this is what it's all about. It's providing the resources and the information, the tools that will help people get up to, level up in their lives, whether it's personal, professional, or both. And, through my own experience, I found that you have to leave the current system in many ways because it's not getting you what you want, because it keep you in their illness system rather than a wellness system. And that is key from a global perspective. So with that, how did you come up with this program?
Yeah, so it was a healing journey of all things that I lived through. Okay. And, just going back briefly, living as a child, I lived through all the different forms of abuse. So sexual, verbal, emotional, physical, being bullied, abandonment. Okay. All these different experiences. I grew into teenage years, started having mental health illnesses. Okay. Severe depression. I tried to take my life 12 times. The first time was actually the age of 13, and my last time was the age of 40. And so having the different mental health illnesses I was diagnosed with in my life was manic depressive disorder, a PTSD, severe anxiety, severe ADHD. Okay, so I had these mental health illnesses, throughout my life. Now, I had healing with therapy. I had about 150 sessions of therapy throughout my life, all these different group courses or sessions I went into. So I really went into what this world has to offer, over 30 years of a healing journey to understand there was much more that the world just didn't understand,
Right.
to bring healing to me. So I struggled with many different forms of addictions, and then abusing steroids. I didn't see it as abusing it, but it made me feel worthy because people put me on a pedestal because of how my body looked. So it was a false identity for myself I took on, but
Sure.
still never feeling worthy or good enough. And I ended up having a near death experience. And that near death experience was in 2018. And going through that experience, I had a shifting and understanding of consciousness from the human thinking mind to pure presence, and then shifting back to the human thinking mind again. So I had these understandings coming back to my body, and then I was gifted with the veil being removed, and I can see all the beings of light that are always around us. So I started working. It was meant for my path to start working with higher beings in the light of high council, and they started showing me attachments of energy that was attached to me, which was causing me to feel and to think and then feel that suffering are attachments that were attached to the times when I suffered as a child and were left unhealed. So I went through a process with them, and through that process, I took my entire life path of the of all that I went through, of the human side of it, and then my spiritual alignment connecting to the pure of the light, pureness of the light, and then using that and understanding as they were guiding me, I've ended up freeing myself, and I no longer suffer with anything anymore. So I put that into a program that people can go through, and people are being healed already of deep, severe suffering, all the way up to whatever you need to feel forgiveness for. So.
Awesome. That's great. And I remember my first experience with you being on the top of a mountain and all this light coming down on me,
Mm-hmm.
and just the warmth and the openness and just a lot of releasing. And it's still here today. So,
Yeah.
which is pretty amazing because you and I share similar childhood experiences with, chemical, so forth and so on. So, and attempted suicide. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I've been loving your journey since 2018. I've seen a massive, like, what do you call it? Magnetic. It's gigantic transformation in so many ways.
Yeah.
It's really a blessing to have you as part of my journey in this, what we call life here. So it brings a
Yeah.
lot of
Thank
different
you.
things. So with that, how did you, or how were you able to, find forgiveness for those who harmed you, in your life as a child and into adulthood?
Yeah, so throughout my healing journey, and it was after my near death and working in the light, I was guided with information of the eternal truth to what is. So, first was looking at myself and understanding how to forgive myself first.
Mm,
And
yeah.
there was a lot of myself repeating the different forms of abuse I went through throughout my teenage years and into adulthood, uh, repeating the conditioning that I went through at home, right, with narcissistic traits, at the beginning. So, I I started learning that when we're not healed from what we were conditioned in as a child, and we don't have the healing to restore us from our
Mhm.
suffering, we gain attachments. Those
Right.
attachments vibrate through our light body within these human vessels, and then it creates the thinking mind to think negative things that you're not
Right.
worthy and good enough. But then the behaviors also come from what you were conditioned through. And again, you were left unhealed. So, what I was told for myself was understand that if you had the right healing, like through the healings that I have had in my life, I would never have done the things I did in my life where I carried shame, guilt, and resentments for myself and,
Sure.
towards others. But I was able then to understand that core truth that the human eye, what we can't see, is running behind all of this simulation, if you will, for our experiences here. So then when I aligned that, I never had healing for what I lived through. And if I
Right.
had healing and the attachments were released through finding forgiveness, is the key. When those energies are released, you no longer think and then act in that way of those actions because the energies are released from you. So I found forgiveness for myself through all the experiences with their help. And then I just apply it to everyone else because everyone else is the same. and everyone else into even adulthood, if they're doing things that are in behavior in a low way, that is not their highest self, they haven't healed that attachment from what they lived through, and they don't understand yet because it just hasn't been shown on their path, or they've been guided to it. So it's
Right.
not even their fault. So that's how I found forgiveness for myself and for others.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm still struggling with forgiveness on one aspect of my life, and maybe I'll get there one day. Maybe I won't, but we'll see where it takes me.
Yeah.
But so, how were you able to heal from the mental health illnesses and the suffering you carried throughout your life up until today? Well, I mean, it was you didn't carry it up until today, but
Yeah.
or maybe you have, but you released all that a while ago, but now
Yeah.
you're in your own peace, you're in your own
Yeah.
space, and now you're for lack of word here, I'll say recovered from all that, and now you're
Yeah.
sharing the journey and sharing it with others so they can potentially learn from you, so they can get to the same spot that you're in.
Yeah. So with that, it all comes down to finding forgiveness and feeling forgiveness. We have to
Mm,
feel it,
feel it.
but we need higher understandings of the eternal truth to what is, at least through my experience. When I gain those higher understandings, uh, and what happens is when we deeply desire and want to connect back to the core of who we all are stemmed from, and we want to connect to unconditional love of that light, of our core creator, of the light of God, whatever that pureness is, and we find forgiveness and feel forgiveness, but we also learned and grew what we needed to on our path. And once we grew and learned what we needed to, we can then evolve. When that part happens for our eternal being, it then can release from our light body of energy because we completed the cycle to learn, grow, and evolve. So as the higher councils put me through these experiences, I then, because I went through the experiences, I can now give it back to people. And as soon as I remove these attachments, it instantly released me from mental health illnesses. No longer
Wow.
depression, no longer anxiety. Severe ADHD is different. I had to learn presence and practice being present. That took me 8 months of daily practice. Now I live in the pureness of my being in the present moment. So I'm not in my thinking mind like I used to be my entire life. And yeah, so that's how I came about healing the mental health. It just happens instantly once those attachments are removed by the process of what I just said.
Awesome. That's amazing, and especially instantly when you talk about being really
Instant transformation. As
right.
crazy as what that sounds, it's
Yep.
instant transformation when the energy is released off your light body. It no longer affects you as it did before. It's that simple.
Awesome.
And it
Awesome.
sounds crazy, but
All right, we got to cut to commercial break. We're
yeah.
coming up on the 20 minutes here. It's going by so fast. And as I mentioned in the beginning, I am helping people expand their knowledge in the world of, I'll say the decentralized world of blockchain technologies. It's here. It's going to stay. It's changing the world. And I'm out there sharing with people, those who are interested in getting information and really looking at diversification, because that's what it's all about. We'll be right back with my brother Jeffrey. Getting hopping into the next question because we're at 20 minutes and 11 seconds. I want to get through these. How has understanding vibrational frequencies, because everything is frequencies and everything is energy, let me rephrase that. How has understanding vibrational frequencies and energy attachments changed the way you view mental health and healing?
Okay, so with that, like I said before, I grew up with therapy. I had 150 sessions with therapy. I was put on
Yep.
medications, and I'm
Yep.
not knocking medications, but I was, and they caused more problems in my
Yep.
life.
Yep.
And I went to group sessions, and it gave me the tools and knowledge to know more, but it still kept the feelings within me. I was still feeling not worthy or good enough. I was still feeling the hatred or shame or guilt. It wasn't as bad as what it was, through therapy, but I was still feeling it. So after going through the processes with different high councils in the pureness of light and going through it, now I have an understanding we need that part within humanity to truly have true transformation in our lives, because we are spiritual beings having a spiritual experience in this human existence. Okay, that's our true self, is our eternal being. It's not the, our flesh. So that was
Yeah.
that.
No, that's excellent because I personally am of the belief that no man-made pharmaceutical is going to improve our body temple. It's got to be done naturally. It has to be done with what was put here on Earth for us to use and utilize to enhance that. And plants were put here for a reason. And I still stand by that, being off pharmaceuticals
Mhm.
since August of 2019.
Mhm.
So, which has been amazing. So, talk a little bit about how your healing program really works.
Okay, so it's healing. I wrote it down just so I can get it out because I knew we had time here, a little bit of time. Healing experiences of shame, guilt, abuse, resentments, abandonment, feeling inadequate, healing triggers, your triggers that are attached to the attachments, being bullied, okay, dealing with mental health illnesses and lost from your inner light. That's what it's all about. And what I have done, I have 12 different guided meditations. The first portion, I guide you through uh, higher understandings of higher perspectives that take you out of your story of the false belief that we once believed that keep us stuck. So in each of the guided meditations, okay, I give information first, and then you'll listen to the guided meditation. You'll embrace everything being said. So you go through each of them basically 2 times. You'll listen to each one. You'll journal the alignments. You'll listen to it again, and then you can embrace everything being done, and then the transformation happens that way through you've seen the testimonials yourself, deal with mental
Yes,
health, other healers having gratitude because they're healers, and I was assisting them with the depth of where the suffering is in this world.
right,
I had to, we all have to live through it first if we're
right.
going to then teach it, because we need to heal from it completely. And now I am a teacher of it because I've been completely healed from my entire form of suffering in this world.
Awesome. That is excellent. So those the viewers out there, you've got Jeff's YouTube channel down there below, and you can reach out to him through his YouTube channel. Where else can they find you?
Oh, yeah. So if you on YouTube, if you search for Jeffrey Saunders with the Pureness of Light Energy, go to my playlists. Okay, you'll see I have actually 3 different courses. One is that what you took was my teachings of higher frequency of energy and connecting to the core of the light. That's what you took with me. And so you can find my healing experiences that took you away from their light, and they're all in order on the playlist. I can't remove ads because I haven't met the requirements. So I do have it on a Facebook group page, and you type on Facebook on the group page, guide or healing experiences that took you away from your light, a healing program, and they're all titled, okay, and the postings are all titled in order. Just follow them. Everything is there, and I also have, in case something happens, my Google Drive, and I have a Google Drive link just to make sure that my friends that are out there wanting to help, that nothing can eliminate you from getting the information that I bring into the world.
Awesome. Awesome. That's great. So, as we're winding down here, what nugget of information do you have or guidance that you can offer others who are still struggling, who feel darkness and don't yet see their own light?
Okay, so I know you always ask that at the end of your interviews. So
Oh,
I did have a nugget. I had a nugget, but I broke it into micro nuggets from that one nugget that I had. So I just had 5 points I wanted to say
okay.
that was important.
Go for
Everyone
it.
has a spark of light within, even if you're in darkness. That spark of light never goes out. It is connected to your truth and light that you've been extended from to learn, grow, and evolve here. Never goes out. Practice kindness and patience with yourself is so important as we go on our healing journey, to allow yourself to start feeling that for yourself, embracing forgiveness in life. Use it like a tool in your tool belt. So when you're going through experiences, start allowing yourself, when you can find alignments where you don't want the attachment to people, where you are stuck in that suffering and being triggered in life because you're still attached to it. Okay? It's understanding healing as a process. Trust the process. Your light of that you've been extended from, what you choose to call it, has a path for you. trust it. Put your faith and trust in your higher self of the light. And the last one is know that you are never alone through your healing journey. You are always guided. Since the veil was removed for me to be able to see what's going on behind the scenes of this earth experience, okay? We just can't feel it at times. Our guides are always around us, our angels, they're always around us. And then through meditation, through my meditations and stuff that I have, okay, some people can start feeling their light energy, and you can start feeling the beautiful light energy that's always around us, right? So you're never alone. Even if you feel it, we're never alone. Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you, Jeffrey, my brother from another mother in Canada, for taking time to come on again and really sharing your wisdom, your light. And so humbled to be part of you being part of my own journey as well. So,
and vice versa. Right back
thank
here
you.
too, bud.
Thank you.
Yeah.